welcome to today's episode of The Daily Blend. I am your host, AC, and we are joined in studio today by Suzette Waters, who is a candidate for the CPS School Board and also the current CPS School Board President. How are you, Suzette?
Good morning, Adonica. It's great to be here.
Good to have you. Good to have you. Okay, so you are running again, and you are currently the School Board President.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about where you are now, what your priorities are going into this race.
I think my priorities remain the same, and those are to champion public education as the best method we have to educate all students in our community. I believe in that. I'm passionate about that, and I would love to continue to advocate for public education. And then within that, also another big priority is to see all students succeed at their own pace, in their own way. But that means making at least a year's worth of growth in a year's time. So that's a priority for the entire board, not just myself, but always looking to improve achievement. And then working to increase the relationship between the board and the community by increasing transparency, by involving the community in our decisions, by reflecting their input when we announce decisions so that they know we actually did listen to them, creating more opportunities for the public to liaison with the board.
And what would you say how do you do community engagement? Like, what's your plan for community engagement moving forward?
My personal plan?
Yeah.
Well, so I go to a lot of events. I go to a lot of chamber events. I go to a lot of school events. I'll show up anywhere I'm invited to go and talk with the people. I joke that I never eat at an event because I'm always walking around the room and I'm talking with people, I'm introducing myself, I'm trying to build connections so that I know more people, because people in Columbia, I think you know this, are really engaged in the community and they want to help. So all it takes is building a relationship with different helpers, and then you have like more of a roster of people to call on if you have a question or if there's something you need.
Yeah.
So I'm just busy. I'm out and about, and I've loved that aspect of the job, getting to be out in Columbia.
Yeah. So we've heard a lot recently about the increase in the test scores, which is really wonderful.
Yeah.
It's been great to hear a lot about that. And we were fortunate that you were able to step in at one of the last chamber meetings for people who were fortunate to hear that. And hear from you, and who is now our new superintendent.
Right, which I didn't know at the time.
Right? Yeah, none of us knew that at the time. So what a surprise. And to hear from him about the wonderful new test scores.
Yeah.
But what else would you say has been a success from CPS, from the board's perspective, over the last several years? Other than the test scores, we know the test scores have been great.
Yeah, so our discipline referrals have gone way down.
Okay.
There's been a concerted effort to implement consistent behavior strategies across the district, and that's an important thing. And that gets to a lot of work with individual students and having homeschool communicators that help serve as liaisons between home and school, and then school counselors and behavior specialists, as well as like the teachers and of course the families. So that's been a positive. I think one good thing that the board has done in the past year is establish a special services task force, and that was done to receive feedback from parents and guardians of students that have an IEP or a 504 to improve kind of the user experience with special services at CPS. And so it's not meant to make recommendations it is meant to make recommendations to the board, but it's not meant to set policy. And it's not a replacement for the expertise of our special services staff. It's just a way for those parents to navigate some difficulties and see if they can make some recommendations for improving their experience.
Yeah. What would you say to parents of students who still feel like, with hearing about test scores that have improved, and we know that they have, but for parents of those students who still might feel like their kids are falling through the cracks?
Yeah.
Like, what would we say to those parents?
Number one, is your kid going to school every day?
Okay. And what if they say,
very important.
My kid is going to school every day?
If they're going to school every day, are they attending class? We know there's attendance at the high school level is still not where we would like it to be. It's below 70%, which is not very good. Having had two kids that recently graduated from high school, I know that they had a lot of friends that would just go and sit in their cars during a certain class because they didn't want to go. And so all that is marked on the portal. And so parents can go in and check their kids' attendance. And I know I did that as a parent, and I'd be like, where were you? Second block. And then it turned out it was actually a mistake. And so, but I was like, So make sure your kid's in school. How engaged are you as a parent with what your child is doing in the classroom? Not that you need to hover over every single thing that's happening, but are you checking to make sure assignments are turned in? Are you going to parent-teacher conferences? Are you aware of how your child is doing in school so that you can spot a problem early on? And then if your child isn't making the progress you think they should be making, talk to that teacher. I promise the teacher wants your child to succeed also. So if it's, maybe that teacher has a strategy that you can help with, maybe she or he has an observation about your child. So I would just say open up some communication between yourself and the school.
Okay, so before we go, because we got a little time left, what should kids be doing on AMI days?
They should be reviewing content. They should be studying for their upcoming tests. They should be doing enrichment activities, whatever is engaging to them that they're interested in.
Okay. And where can we find you? If people want to chat with you before the election, if they want to find out what event you're going to be at, how can people find you online?
My website is Suzette, number 4, Suzette4schoolboard.com.
Okay.
And I have a Facebook page. My email is Suzette. Well, I actually can't remember my candidate email.
Well, we have your Suzette, number 4 schoolboard.com up on the screen.
Yes.
That's how they can
find you.
find
And you can contact me through that.
I'm sure
I
your
know my
email is on
CPS
there.
email, but that's not the one I should be saying.
That's not the one you should be saying.
That's right.
Okay, but Suzette, number 4 schoolboard.com is where they can find all your information.
I think it's SuzetteForSchoolboard@gmail.com.
Okay,
is probably
I'm sure
my
they
email.
can email you through there.
I
I'm
don't
sure
email
they can.
myself.
Most of us don't. Most of us don't. Well, Suzette, thank you. We appreciate you coming, and we appreciate you sharing your platform with us and talking about that. I feel like it's very important for everybody to know what all the candidates' priorities are before we get out to that ballot box in April.
I'm all in.
We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here with us.
Thank you. It's good to be here.